Well, today on the Christian Music Guys, we are welcoming back a familiar friend, two-time guest now, Josh Baldwin. Josh just dropped his brand new EP, Full Grown Man Volume 1, and we are excited to hear the heart behind these songs. Josh continues to bring powerful anthems that point us straight to Jesus. Josh, thank you so much, man, for chatting with me.
Thank you. I can't believe this is the third time.
Second time.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
I was about to say, I was like, wait, I know where I was on here last year, but I was like, was there another time?
No. Well, we might have talked to you on a red carpet or something, but on the show. So, you posted the other day your favorite go-to snack, a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Man, I was like, amen to that, because I love my wife, when we go on trips, she'll buy those Uncrustables. And I love those.
Yeah.
Because the jelly is like amazing.
Well,
and then,
yeah.
Did you see Reese's released a peanut butter and jelly Reese cup?
No. Oh my gosh. Gosh, there's no way that's okay. I mean, it's only a matter of time before RFK gets that taken out. That's got to be horrible for you.
Oh, it's so good though, man.
Sounds amazing.
They have strawberry and grape, and so yes,
dude. Yeah, it's so funny because I'll get PB&Js every once in a while for a snack, and part of it is which this was my post, like one of my buddies, Adam Russell, he literally one day randomly, I think he was eating a PB&J and I was with him. He lives in Kentucky, and he just was like, he just kind of really in passing said, dude, if you're ever just craving a snack and you don't know what you want, the answer is always PB&J. And I was like, I literally think of that every time I have a PB&J or an Uncrustable. And the Uncrustable on the golf course is amazing. And let me tell you, the best way is when there's a golf course close to the house here. We play golf there in the summer, and it's so hot and humid. But we go into the clubhouse, and they have Uncrustables in the refrigerator, so they're cold.
I was getting ready to ask you, do you like them cold? I'll do too, like a little chilled.
Cold, on a hot day, like nothing's as refreshing as a cold Uncrustable. But yeah.
This podcast is brought to you by Smuckers.
Right. Uncrustables.
Well, man, we're here to talk about your brand new EP, Full Grown Man Volume 1. I listened to it, and I really, maybe you don't get this, but I really got Johnny Cash vibes. I love the sound.
Okay.
Man.
It's definitely like that low singing. Yeah, that makes sense.
Especially the first track. I like it. So tell us about this EP, man.
Yeah, I mean, this was a EP and an album that I've wanted to make for a long time. I've had some of these songs for 5-6 years. The Full Grown Man song and older are a little over 5 years old, and I wrote those songs, and they kind of came out of discussions, like talking with friends about. Honestly, Full Grown Man came out of just talking to my buddy about his son, who was at the time he was 11, but he was just like one of those kids that's just an old soul kind of kid, just he's 11 years old, but he kind of acts like he's like a 60-year-old man. And it came out of just joking around about that kid being a full grown man at a real young age. And then, as you do, you take things from daily, or as I do, as a songwriter, I take things that are just in my daily conversations, and then when I'm writing, I'm like, how can I apply that to whatever I'm writing about? And I remember thinking about Jesus, and just thinking about how, like, if I just think about him as a man who walked the earth, but also being Son of God and like eternal, like I was like, gosh, he's the old soul, he's the full grown man at a real young age. And so I thought, man, that would be cool to write a song about that. And I did, and then didn't know what to do with it, because I'm like, well, it's not necessarily like a Sunday morning worship song, and it doesn't fit with anything else that I've really done or I'm doing on albums. And as albums came and went, like I'm like, there were a handful of those songs like that, like Full Grown Man, Older, For Dear Life, that they just all kind of fit in the same lane together, but I didn't want to put them on another album because I didn't want them to get lost down in, you know, track 8 or 9. And I knew they weren't going to be like radio singles or anything like that. And I was like, these songs mean too much to me to be throwaway songs on a big album. And so I just I have a folder on my computer that just has a bunch of songs like that. And I mean, I have like more, I probably have 20 or so. And we just finally were like, okay, let's do a project that is just for these type of songs, and just and so that's what we did. We just took the first 5 that kind of fit together and a similar theme, and I was very very bold, and you know, I don't want to say manipulating, maybe just I feel like I just feel like it's wisdom to call it volume 1. That way I get to do more. That way I'm allowed to do more volumes, or it's going to look dumb to just be like Full Grown Man Volume 1. As of right now, there are no plans for a Volume 2, except for the fact that I do have the songs ready for it. But I haven't.
That's right.
We don't have it mapped out as to like when. But yeah, it was just, we found a lane for these songs to live, and I love it. I love that they get to be their own thing, you know, outside of like maybe the worship albums that I'm going to do and be a part of, and radio songs and this and that. So.
Yeah. I really, you know, as I listen to it, like I told you, I got the Johnny Cash vibes, but I love it when an artist likes to explore a different sound. And when I listen to it, yes, there's worshipful moments in the EP, but it's a totally different Josh Baldwin sound, and I love it.
Yeah,
and I really love that.
Thank you. I think that, I mean, that was another part of it, was like to get to have a place to have full permission to just kind of go that route, because I naturally, I mean, it is a new Josh Baldwin in some extent, in some, to like people. Right. I mean, I'm sure but like it's honestly me being.
Someone's like, "Where's the stand in your love song?"
Right.
Where's that? Where's that?
Right. Where's Made for More and that kind of vibe. Yeah. But it's definitely like me being fully myself, and it's not that I'm holding back in any other setting, but like it's me leaning in, you know, a lot to, you know, I'm from North Carolina, and just this is the kind of music that I listen to and grew up listening to and grew up playing, and so these songs naturally just feel like they need to sound like this. And so it would have felt less authentic for me to try to make these songs like worship or something like that kind of stuff. Sure. You know, they needed to feel and sound like this Americana, alt country kind of Johnny Cash vibe, you know, and so, which is where I naturally live anyway. And I think when I'm writing worship songs, there's some ways I'm trying to take those worship songs and make them sound less like that, so that they might be more applicable to churches and people throughout the country. But yeah, it was fun to just get to do that and explore, and not try to make an album or a worship song that was just this big wall of sound that sometimes we get accustomed to, and just have a lot of space.
Now, when you perform these live, you should wear a cowboy hat and wear all black.
Oh, it's all black and a cowboy hat. I mean, I wear a lot of black anyway, just out of like sheer convenience. You know,
yeah.
I don't have to match anything, just all black. But yeah, I have to throw a cowboy hat. I need you know what? I want like a legit cowboy hat. I think, like, especially in Christian music, we do the cowboy hats. They're not really cowboy hats. They're just cool hats.
Brandon, excuse me.
Yeah, Brandon, David Leonard. I mean, I have mine. It's on an album. I could pull down the cover of my album right now, Evidence, and I'm wearing that hat. I'm like, I need like an actual cowboy hat. Like, it just looks like a cowboy. We'll see.
Yeah. A little piece of wheat hanging out of your mouth, you know.
I'm more of an urban cowboy than I am a real cowboy. I've realized that as I've gotten older. I'm like, listen, who am I kidding? I don't live on a farm. I'm never going to live on a farm. I'm an urban cowboy.
Yeah. Now, 2 songs I would like to talk about. The first one is Salvation Song. I really enjoyed that one. Can you tell me about that one?
Yeah, I think that song out of all of them is probably a little more of a maybe a bridge from like the normal Josh Baldwin that everybody's heard. to this album. I think that song kind of bridges the gap a little more, which is partly why we released it first. It was the first single. Just kind of ease people into into this country sounding album. But that song is, and it's actually the most recent song I've written. All the other songs were written 5 years ago, some of them
Right.
3 years ago. But that song I wrote this year. I wrote earlier in, I think, March. And I was down at Seacoast. Speaking of Brandon Lake, I was down at Seacoast at Brandon's church at a writing retreat that their church had that they asked me to come be at, and we just were writing songs for their church. And I went down there thinking I'm just going to go write songs for Seacoast. And I was sitting together in a group of guys we were writing, and one of the people in our writing session was a part of their church there, and they were like, we really would love to have a song that was an invitation and kind of like a song that we could play at an altar call, and that maybe people can sing with it, but it's not necessarily like for them to join in and sing, but maybe to be sung over them as they're coming down to receive Christ. And which was cool, because I was like, man, I don't know that I've ever gone after a song like that, which is so crazy. That's like, that's the gospel. That's, at the very base. I remember growing up and being very accustomed to altar calls and just an invitation song. And I was like, I don't think I've actually tried to write a song, an invitation, like salvation song. Like, here's what it is to be saved, and here's how you do it. And so that's how that song came out of that. And I just thought, well, this is an awesome song for this church. So they were pumped. They were leading it at their church. They actually sent me videos of them doing it at church during their altar calls and during times of prayer. And I was like, that's amazing. And then I had the demo for it. The demo was me singing on it. And but then one of the girls that wrote it with us, Destiny, she's one of the worship leaders there. She sings it at their church. But as we were doing the Full Grown Man album, I started to listen back to this demo of this song. I was like, this song feels like it fits this album that I'm working on, and it actually feels like a good bridge between the worship songs that I'm used to and this. And so it just felt so right to add it to the album. And I love it. It's been, I think I've done that song the most live of this last year of any of the new ones. And so I just love being able to be a part of a song that talks about that. I can't believe, like, after all these years, this is the first time I'm really going after writing a song like that. But I love it.
Yeah. Now, if I had to pick a favorite off the EP, I really like them all. For Dear Life sets up the whole EP, but I would say my favorite is Odor. And I know you talked briefly about it,
yeah,
but
that's my wife's favorite.
Okay.
Yeah.
So can you tell us about that one?
Yeah, that song. So the first song I wrote for this whole thing was Full Grown Man, and it felt like such a just a new, fresh concept of a song for me, like writing about Jesus being just, an old soul and eternal, but putting it in like normal conversational everyday language. And it felt like writing about like Jesus, Son of Man, not as much Son of God, but also he is eternal because he is God. And so I remember I wrote that song. It felt special. And then I had a writing session with a buddy of mine who lives in England. He lives in Birmingham, England, Nick Herbert. And him and I, during the pandemic days, would get on Zoom and just write together on Zoom, which I don't usually do. And I usually kind of hate, because it's just so hard to to feel like you're connected. And then the time, like I'll be playing and singing and the other person is trying to play and sing with you, but it's delayed, and it's crazy. But there was something about him. He's in England, so I just know in my brain, I know that like I have to do this. I have to Zoom write with Nick, or we're not writing. And I remember we got together and wrote, and I was like, dude, I just wrote a song the other day, and I was telling him about Full Grown Man and just the concept behind it. I think I even sang it for him. And he was like, oh, mate, listen, I've got this idea for a song that feels like along the same vein. And he had it in his notes saved as it just said older. And he was writing down things that like, God is older than this, older than this, older than that. Like, and essentially saying that the Lord he is before everything, anything that we're going through, good and bad, he was before all of that, meaning like he can take it. He never changes. And so that just spurred on like this whole like, okay, let's dive into that. So Older came out of like me talking with my friend about Full Grown Man. So, and those two songs were the first two, and they're the ones that like really were like, when I started to realize, oh, this is its own thing. And it might be years before I do this, but I want to save it. So, and it was years, but that song, I love the idea of this, the practical, like older than the nightingale, older than the rain, but also that last verse is what hits me so hard. The older than a wounded world. What is it? Oh, older than the fall. He was it's a grace that's older than it all. Like I love that, and just how it ties back in, and that's that's testimony. That was Nick's very poetic in the way he thinks and writes, and he was reading these lines to me, and I actually just got my guitar and started playing that little riff. And at first I just thought that riff would be like kind of how we start the song, and then he's writing, I see him writing on notes, and I just start singing what he's writing to that melody, older than not, and it just like, it was the quickest song I've ever written.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So this next part, we're going to shift gears a little bit. We are going to do a little this or that round with you. So you just tell me what you prefer. Okay.
So, all right.
Do you like the acoustic guitar or electric guitar?
I like, oh gosh, I guess acoustic. I guess if I had to have one, it would obviously be acoustic, but I'm starting to play more electric. I've got my buddy, my best friend, and my electric guitar player, David Plow, he builds his own electric guitars. And
yeah.
He's built me too, and I've been playing it more. So I'm falling more back in love with the electric again, but I guess if I had to take one, it'd be acoustic.
My son is 14, and he is like, Dad, I really want to learn an instrument. And so he chose the electric guitar. So we bought him a Fender, and we have his door shut a lot.
Yeah. Well, you can get which my son's picking up the drums that are in here in my office, and I have him he has the cymbals with the holes in them that just like, they kind of help with sound. They're not as crazy, but yeah, it's loud up here. It's loud.
Yeah, he's learning, like he's wanting to learn all these songs, and I'm like, honey, you can't just be overnight like this Eric Clapton dude. And he's like,
right.
But he did learn like the Meant to Live song by Switchfoot. He always has loved that. And then what is it? The Led Zeppelin song? I don't know, but he's just wanting to learn all these heavy guitar songs. I'm like, bro, like takes time.
Yeah.
Are you a coffee or sweet tea?
Oh, coffee. I mean, I grew up drinking sweet tea. I'm from North Carolina, but I haven't had a good sweet tea in a while. But I'm definitely a coffee guy.
Mountains or the beach?
Oh man, I would say traditionally the mountains, since my family, my dad, all the Baldwins are from the North Carolina mountains, so that's kind of near and dear to my heart. But as a family, we go to the beach more because my wife's favorite place is the beach. So we always pick the beach as a family. But if I had a choice of where I want to live, it would be mountains over the beach. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. My family loves the beach, and I could care less about it. I prefer the mountains. So, you morning person or night owl?
Oh, I mean, traditionally more of a night owl, but I mean, as I'm older, I'm up in the morning and I'm going. So I appreciate the mornings more than I used to. But if it's just like what's easier, it's always easier for me to stay up late than it is for me to get up early.
Oh, sure. Yeah. This might be controversial. Chick-fil-A or Popeyes?
Oh gosh. Or
neither.
You know what? Yeah, neither anymore, honestly.
Yeah.
I guess Chick-fil-A out of just sheer volume of times I've been there, but Chick-fil-A makes me feel horrible nowadays. I don't know what they're doing to their food. They put so much stuff in it. I feel gross. But the Popeye's chicken sandwich, though, probably if I had a choice of which one do I want to eat, it would be Popeye's. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Starbucks or Dunkin'?
Starbucks. Ugh. Dunkin', I can't stand Dunkin' Donuts coffee. Now, I'm not a coffee snob. Like I don't care, but yeah, I don't. Dunkin' Donuts doesn't even to me it's like, hey, bad coffee, bad donuts. Like what do they do well? I don't know. I don't like either one of them.
So you're saying you'd rather go to a Circle K and get a cup of coffee there?
Yeah, I'd rather I might as well go to a Circle K, get a cup of coffee, and get whatever donuts they have in there because that's about the same to me as
and
Dunkin'
pray
Donuts.
hard that it comes out okay.
Yeah. Oh, it's gonna come out quick. Here's the thing. I'm from North Carolina, so Dunkin' Donuts, we don't care about that. We're all Krispy Kreme there. We're Krispy Kreme people.
Well, and then I found out Dunkin' brings all their donuts in frozen in the shop, and then they just decorate them. I'm like, that's terrible. Yeah. Like, that's not good.
That makes sense. That's not shocking.
So, Josh, when are you going to? And it's too late this year, maybe or maybe not. When are you going to do some Christmas music?
Wow, that is a random question. So, Josh, you ever going to release a Christmas song? I don't know. I mean, I've hinted at doing something with it for a while or thought about it. I just end up like other things come along and it's like, let's do this first. Let's do this first. I think I could see maybe next year me doing something. And I think if I did something, it would be probably just me even just up here in my office, my studio, just me and my acoustic singing some old Christmas songs in my own little vibe and with maybe one new one or something. But I wouldn't do it. It wouldn't be a big old to do about to make it. That sounds super country. It wouldn't be a big to do. I don't think it would be some elaborate production, or I'm not going to try to rewrite the whole. I'm not going to do my version of Michael Bublé Christmas, but
you're not going to go on tour with the Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably never going to go on a Christmas tour. I've turned down a lot. I want to be home in December. I don't want to be out touring, and so I love Christmas, and that's why I'm like, I think we go so hard the rest of the year. I'm like, December, I want to be home. So I feel like in some ways, if I released Christmas music, I feel like I'm kind of obligated to have to tour it, but maybe that's.
Well, if you only did one or two songs, then you wouldn't have to.
Yeah, then you don't have to worry about it. Yeah, I guess I just released one or two. I have a fun version. Well, it's not fun, but I have a chill Americana, me and a harmonica version of me and a harmonica and my acoustic version of Let It Snow that I did one day in here in my office and put it on my phone, and it's kind of a vibe. I love it.
Okay.
So I was like, even if I just released that, I thought about it, but yeah, we'll see. Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah, no problem. I mean,
that's what the people are asking. Is that what they want?
That's yes. Yeah. That's they're lined up wanting to hear this.
They're clamoring for a Josh Baldwin Christmas song.
Well, Josh, what else do you have coming up, and how can our viewers and listeners keep up with you?
Oh man, well, you can always keep up with me on probably Instagram or joshbaldwin.com. But like I have next week. Well, I don't know when this is coming out, but October. Oh, is it next week? Okay, this week I jump on the Air One Worship Tour with Phil Wickham and Charity Gale and Benjamin William Hastings. So I'll be out on the road with them for 3 weeks on that tour, and really pumped about that. I love being out with them. I've traveled a lot with Phil over the last 3 years, so it's always fun to be with him. And then Benjamin is my golf buddy. So we play a lot of golf together, me and Benny. And then Charity, I don't know Charity well. We've met a couple times and love her and her husband. So I'm really excited to get to be out there with her and get to know them. But so yeah, that's where I'll be. And then in November, we're doing another leg of the Made for More tour. So one last Made for More leg. And then
throw in some full grown man songs.
Throw in some full grown. Definitely, we'll have a full grown man little probably in the middle of the night, we'll just
do like a costume change. You go backstage.
I literally was going to be like, well, I'll get our cowboy hats on and we'll come out and we'll do full grown man stuff. So, which probably, I mean, minus the cowboy hats maybe, but we are going to do like a little full grown man set in there. And, yeah. So
nice.
That's what's going on the rest of the year.
Nice. And no Christmas shows.
No Christmas shows. No Christmas songs or shows. Humbug.
Humbug. Well, Josh, to wrap up, I'd like to see if you'd be willing to share something that God's been doing in your life recently that would help build our viewers and our listeners' faith.
Yeah. You know what? I will be super vulnerable right here on Christian music, guys. And because the Lord has been working in me. Actually, right before I jumped on here with you, I had my weekly hour counseling session with this pastor who's also a therapist and counselor, and I just get on with him. I've started that over the last few weeks, and it's been life-changing and amazing, and just I mean, everything's good. I'm not falling, but I'm doing okay. It's been so good, and it's been just helping me grow. Okay, I want to actually grow. I don't want to get burned out, and I want my relationship with the Lord to grow, but also me. I want to be the healthiest version of myself and the healthiest dad and husband that I can be. And so I started leaning into that hard over the last few weeks, and it's been amazing. And so it's been encouraging me. So I just encourage people to whatever you need to do to to get healthy or to stay healthy or to grow. The Lord is He's there, and it just get in the Word, get into your church, do a local church, do the things, and and if it's also get the work and do count. I think sometimes counseling gets such a bad of oh, you're you must be jacked up if you're doing it. It's no, I'm actually, I mean, maybe sometimes I am jacked up, and that's why I do need counsel, but also it's I actually don't want to get to that. So I want to stay healthy and get growth anyway. So honestly, that's just boom, right there. But that's what the Lord's doing. I'm just seeing so many things about how good the Lord's been to me, but then also areas in life where you start creating habits that the Lord's oh, let's focus on that. Let's see what that is. Let's pull that out. Let's get those weeds out, and then start planting some healthy things in there. So I would just encourage people to see what that means for them. How do we go? What do you need to do to get healthy?
Yeah, that's good. Well, Josh, thank you so much for chatting with me again. Full Grown Man Volume 1 is out. Is there a vinyl for this?
Yes, it's coming. I actually I should be getting it in the next day or two, and so it'll be with me on tour, on the Air One worship tour. If I'm coming to a city near you, there'll be some there, and then I'm sure we'll have them up on my website, on my store. You can, I'll post about all that probably on all the socials and on my website.
Yeah. Well, man, thank you so much.
Perfect vinyl album. So.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I mean, that's like I said, Johnny Cash. It's going to sound so good on a vinyl, on a record player. I mean,
I've listened to it. I have the test one right over here. Listen to it. It sounds great. It's going to be great.
Yeah. It's going to be huge.
Yeah, it's going to be huge. It's the best.